Hello from Access TV Mission Control, where episode 75 is go. Coming up this week, we report back from the Deep Silver Showcase in London. Warning, may contain flying presidents and or zombies. We check out Silent Hill Revelation 3D on Blu-ray. And round up the best online bargains in On The Store. But first, get ready for first-person shooting with a pinch of theoretical physics in our brain-bending game of the week, BioShock Infinite.
When BioShock Infinite developer Irrational Games set about building the sun-soaked paradise of Columbia, they didn't just do a Carl Fredrickson times 20 and slap a load of balloons on a bunch of high-rises. They did their research, trawling the internet for the art and memes of 1912. And what did you find, creative director Ken Levine?
Floating cities, floating cities, floating cities.
And roller coasters, because as we're about to learn in this educational video, roller coasters were all the rave in 1912. All joking aside, I'm really glad they decided to put the skylines in Columbia, because not only do they make getting around the place a vertigo-inducing joy, they're really quite handy when it comes to making stuff dead.
Irritating bloke with a machine gun standing on a high ledge? Not anymore, he's not. Having trouble reaching that Medipack supply? Hop straight on the 0900 to Full Healthville, departing now. Creepy porcelain-faced George Washington giving you grief? Zip up behind and shoot him in the Founding Fathers. But best of all, the skyline is a fantastic way of showing off BioShock Infinite's main star, Columbia itself. It's a mesmerising tapestry of sun-dappled lawns, candy floss fairs and other weird BioShocky stuff, ingrained with a sense of time and place that, and this is no mean feat, eclipses rapture from the original BioShock, with the city's first reveal destined to go down in history as one of this generation's most defining moments.
Hallelujah.
Then there's Elizabeth, another incredible achievement in that she's a character that follows you around for almost the entire game and isn't a complete pain in the arse, fulfilling as she does all three of our criteria for gaming sidekicks that are allowed. She doesn't die, her name isn't Lynch, she gives you money.
Elizabeth, I'm 10p short for a can of Coke.
Take it.
Thanks, Liz. Plus, she can, tear through the fabric of space and time, which is always handy.
And as money mercenary Booker DeWitt, you've got a fair few powers up your own sleeves, like frying your opponents until they pop, levitating them into the air, or messing with their minds so much they stove their own heads in.
You didn't kill anyone. You don't have to heal them. Combine that with one of the best in-game narratives we've ever experienced, and one that we wouldn't dream of spoiling for you, apart from saying, and BioShock Infinite cements its place as one of the best games on PS3. It's out right now, and we recommend it like breathing oxygen.
Welcome to Newsville. Population, this lot. First on the PlayStation briefing agenda is the small matter of the most iconic cartoon character in history making his PlayStation Vita debut, as Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two, makes the jump from home console to handheld later this year. There's no concrete release date yet, but that hasn't stopped us prancing around like Disney-loving baboons in anticipation of all that paint-splatting platform action squeezed into 5 inches of OLED awesome. Also announced for both PS Vita and PS3, and with full cross-buy and cross-play support, is indie horror title Lone Survivor, a game sculpted from an endearingly retro art style and with a narrative that tackles important-sounding themes like drug abuse and mental illness. It's also a game that's heavy on psychological scares, with far more depth than its two-dimensional aesthetic implies, although happily it does still feature shooting everything as a viable gameplay approach. To round up, and continuing our accidental theme of obscure horror, April the 26th has been announced as the UK release date for Deadly Premonition Director's Cut on PS3. Not only that, if you pre-order the title from participating retailers such as Game and Amazon, you'll get a free slice of DLC thrown in for good measure. Plus, a limited run of boxed retail copies come packing a free 30-day subscription to PlayStation Plus. Win, win, win. That's all for briefing for now. For more videos on the latest games, head to youtube.com/PlayStation Access. Digital moolah at the ready now. It's time for the week's best from On The Store. Like a Burberry-wearing hashtag doing the Harlem Shake, The Walking Dead is currently surfing a tidal wave of popularity thanks to last year's incredible 5-part episodic PS3 drama. And apparently there's some TV show as well. More incredibly, from now until the 3rd of April, you can bag yourself episode 1 of Telltale Games' The Walking Dead series for absolutely no money at all on PSN, backed up by 50% discounts on episodes 2 to 5. This is an insane bargain, and if you missed out last year, then for the love of sanity, download the lot now and get hopelessly impaled by those emotion-heavy narrative sprites. And zombies, obviously. And if that doesn't slake your Walking Dead thirst, may we direct you to Activision's The Walking Dead Survival Instinct, a first-person survival horror shooter taking its cues from the hit television series as opposed to Telltale's graphic novel approach. A prequel to Season 1 of the show, Survival Instinct chronicles Daryl and Merle Dixon's trek towards Atlanta during the early days of the undead outbreak, a journey that typically features plenty of shooting zombies in the face, screaming and running away. Download it today. And finally, adding a splash of colour to our store roundup is Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, available for both PS3 and PS Vita and packing full cross-play and cross-buy support. The Nimble Raccoon's current gen debut is a welcome blast of old-school platforming with tons of variety, a hippo in a kimono and a fat prehistoric raccoon called Bob. Which is why you should download it right now. That's all from the PlayStation Store. Hit youtube.com/PlayStation Access for more video wonder. For bonus level this week, we're bringing you the touching tale of a high school romance between Adelaide Clemens and that guy out of Game of Thrones. Only kidding, it's Silent Hill Revelation 3D on Blu-ray. The siren's calling and you know the drill. Grab your mates, turn off the lights and set your pants to super absorbent, especially seeing as how this time it's in 3D, so you can find out what it's like to have Pyramid Head materialise in front of your frilly net curtains. Revelation is the sequel to the 2006 film loosely based on Silent Hill 3 and features Sean Bean reprising his role as dark past denial dad and Clemens as his adopted daughter Heather. Pleasingly for fans, the film comes packed with references to Konami's iconic series, foggy Ashfield streets, screaming, death, and even features a soundtrack from the game's original composer Akira Yamaoka. All of which culminates in a film so full of stomach-in-mouth scares that even the walls are trying to escape, and who can blame them? The place is crawling with faceless nurses, mannequin spiders and Malcolm McDowell, and the film will have you jumping like the sofas on springs. Silent Hill Revelation 3D is available on Blu-ray right now, and we recommend it, like always ignoring messages written in blood. We're hitting London for Access All areas this week and a deep silver showcase boasting a triple whammy of imminent PS3 awesome. First up was Dead Island Riptide, an open-world sticks and sandals epic that's still mostly about biffing zombies in the rot sack with a mouldy paddle, as creative producer Alex Toplansky explains.
Even though it's the zombie apocalypse, it can still just be crazy entertaining. When we were little kids, we got to do things like, smash a piñata at a birthday party or something like that. And in the case of Dead Island, we've been able to create a whole island that's full of walking piñatas.
I'm not eating anything I've smacked out of a zombie, even if it's an orange cream. Going underground next, as in Russian set post-apocalypse rather than trendy electro nightclub, we checked out Metro Last Light, the first-person shooter come survival horror adventure making its PS3 debut on May the 17th. We spoke to Deep Silver's Hugh Benyon to learn more.
So Metro is set in the year 2033. It's a post-apocalyptic Moscow. It's 20 years since the nuclear war that's devastated the entire planet. The Moscow Metro was actually designed and built to withstand a nuclear strike. So you have about 40,000 souls who've survived the apocalypse, eking out this existence in the tunnels of the Metro.
Now, what would you say to a game that let you play as the President of the United States? Only instead of winning Nobel Peace Prizes and lying, you get to fly and shoot ice out of your hands. We'd say, yes please, Saints Row 4, and then we'd ask Volition's Jim Boone and Scott Phillips to give us the lowdown.
The leader of the Saints is now the President of the United States of America. The players have superpowers. And then the third major thing that we've added is a enemy that can stand up to those superpowers. It's an alien race, the Zen.
But is Professor Genki coming back?
Professor Genki, he certainly is a fun fellow that I guess people will have to wait and see.
He'd better be, otherwise we won't be playing. All right, we will, but we'll be really sad. Thanks to everyone at Deep Silver. Keep your eyes glued to youtube.com/PlayStation Access for more videos on Dead Island Riptide, Metro Last Light and Saints Row 4 soon. Before we go, we've got some important news. Access TV is changing. From now on, we'll no longer be making a weekly episode and instead making a full-time move to our YouTube channel. There you'll find a ton of informative, funny and downright brilliant videos featuring all the latest PlayStation games. Plus, we'll be keeping you bang up to date with everything PS3, PS Vita and of course PS4, with a regular dose of Game of the Week for you to enjoy too. All that's left to say is a massive thanks to everyone who's watched this show, whether this is your first or 75th episode, and we'll see you over at youtube.com/PlayStation Access very soon.